Fellas, we don't get to say this very often, but the Blackhawks win. Gutsy effort at the Bell Center. Really strong performance from the hockey team tonight. They win 4-3 in a shootout. That game is one of many reasons why games should not end in a shootout. You just felt you wanted a little bit more out of that. I don't think there was a whistle that entire overtime frame at all. But anyways, great hockey game. Hawks win. We're going to break it down in a little bit here for everybody. Quick reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new here, if this is your first time enjoying any CHR content. We say this always, listen to us 4 times, give us 4 shots at the, go round here. And by the 4th time, you'll be a CHR listener. So do that. Follow us on Instagram, tell a friend, and leave a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Justin,
Let's go stream. Blue Jackets.
Good stream by Lee, and we're streaming the game tomorrow too against the Senators. So that will be the next time you will get to see any of us.
That is
Justin.
true.
Break the tank. Break the tank. Yep. Break the tank. You just got Frank the Tanked. You lost to Frank the Laser Naser. He is him. That was his Patrick Kane 2010 Philly moment. Only he knew he scored. Nobody else did. They really had to go back and check the rest because they didn't know the puck went in. He's just that good when the puck flies off Frank Nazar's stick. You don't even see it. It's like that SpongeBob weed. You want to see it again? Holy jumping. What a way to end the game. Could not be more poetic. The entire dialogue in the NHL media sphere today. Oh my goodness! How could the Blackhawks pass up Ivan Demidov in the 2024 draft for Artie Levshinov? And look who shows up. Frank Nazar. Who traded Frank Nazar's draft rights? The Montreal Canadiens. And who they traded for? Kirby Dach. Kirby Dach, who isn't even playing right now because he's always getting injured because he's fragile. He's fragile. And look at Frank Nazar. He's him. He has aura. This is the second coming of Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews. He is the Messiah. He might be him. He might be the chosen one. I thought it's been Bedard this whole time. It might be Frank Nazar. He has revived this Blackhawks season at the last moment. Perfect way to go out. I know we have one more game left, but my goodness, man, a part of me wishes that could be it. That we could just ride off in the sunset in the offseason with that final moment right there. I can't say enough good things. We've been glazing him. If you've been listening to the show, you know how highly we've been speaking of Frank Nazar ever since he's been up here. And we've done it for a reason. He's showing us. And look who's starting to talk about him. Look who's starting to take notice. I guarantee you all the media heads and talking points, they're going to notice now. You can't ignore it. Frank Nazar is here. He's no longer going to become underrated. People are going to start to properly rate him. He is that guy. He's going to be such a stud for this team. I love him. God, I love Frank Nazar, guys.
Dude, it feels like the past few games specifically, he's just every single time he's out on the ice, he's dangerous. Every single game he gets an opportunity, all alone in front of a net, it feels like. And most of the time it's because he's the one creating those opportunities. He's so efficient with his speed. He can just blow past guys, and And he doesn't just do it when he's got like an opportunity to do something offensively. He does it defensively too. He back checks. He's tenacious. He's strong defensively, and so that's why we love him so much. It's not just because of the offensive upside. It's because of what he does on both ends of the ice. And again, tonight, another stream of me and Tassos glazing Frank Nazar, and as we're doing it, he has a multi-point night. So thank you, Frank Nazar, for doing that. Thank you for existing. Thank you to the Montreal Canadiens for giving us Frank Nazar. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys doing that. Look, we were a little nervous after the first period. Justin had a little call-in after the first intermission. He was a little discombobulated. He was frustrated. He was all sorts of emotions. Frank Nazar saved you from coming on this stream.
He saved me, dude. This would have been the absolute post game. I think either way, it was gonna be great. But like, man, I would not have been a happy camper if he who must not be named went on to keep dominating that game. But I must be sad. He got his 2 cookies to start the game. Not really sure where he was the rest of the night and where he was in that big time moment there in overtime. So kind of disappeared after that. So yeah, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit because I think we have to, right? But I think it's not Ivan Demidov as a topic of this, the centerpiece, I think, of today's game. It was Frank Nazar. He took the spotlight from him in his debut game. Nobody even cared about Ryan Green, by the way. This guy's worked his entire life to get to the NHL, and I didn't see a single post about him from the NHL today. So that's great disrespect there. And I thought he had a fantastic opening game too. He was really good. So, but no, I mean, look, Demidov does score his first career goal, first career point, multi-point game in a game against the Hawks. One of the teams that passed to him, the teams, plural. There were 3 teams. Need I remind you, there were 3 teams
the
that
Sharks
passed up Ivan Demidov.
too.
The 4 teams, really. Yeah, you're right. This guy might be playing and celebrating for me, though.
Yeah.
I threw up the hypothetical. I wasn't really joking. I was kind of half joking, but I mean, that one's fair though. Like, you can understand it. I think the Hawks is fair too. Look, positional need. Artie Levshot is going to be solid for us. No production, but I thought it was a good game for him too, right? He nearly answered when Demidov got that first point, set up Mikheyev and a T, and unfortunately wasn't able to bury that. That would have been electric if he just answered the bell right afterwards. But unfortunately, all Swedish, no fish. That's always the Hawks, right? It's always if, right? But no, I thought it was a good game for him. I think it's going to work out fine. It just sucks because this kid is clearly going to be a superstar. Yeah. So it's like, no matter how good Levshunov performs for the Hawks, even if he is our best defenseman, which he might not be, it might be our 2. He might be our 3 with Renzel, Vlasic. Of course, can figure it out. It's just when you see a guy like that, like what he's going to do, like he's going to be a point per game plus superstar player. Star doesn't even give him enough credit. Like Demidov is going to be a fantastic player in this league. So it's like those 2 are always going to be compared, even though they play different positions, even though they fill different roles. There's always going to be that storyline with those 2, right? So they're always going to be connected. I feel for Artie there, right? Because it's like it almost doesn't seem to matter what, even if he wins Norris trophies and one of the best defensemen in the league, it's always, we could have passed up, we could have got Demidov or Bedard, but it's like, maybe not, though. I think depending on what happens in this draft, that dialogue might start to go away, right? The Hawks land a guy like a Michael Mista, that wingman for Bedard, it might not matter. Those talks might start to fizzle away, I hope. But no, look, I will give Demidov credit. I think great opening period to his debut, but, rest of the game, we had his moments, had his looks, but was shut down. I just think it's great that the Hawks overshadow it, though. It's like NHL is glazing the hell out of them after that start, and yet you don't come away with the win. You have a chance to clinch the playoff.
They might not make the playoffs. Like that.
It's not over. Like, they still got a game left, right? And they did get a point today, so I'm not really sure how that works. It's like if they get another point, like an overtime shootout. Okay, you explain it.
Yeah. So if they get another point, they'll go through.
Okay.
But if they lose their final game and Columbus wins their last 2, they'll be tied on points, but Columbus will have one more win, so they'll go to the playoffs.
Okay, so they still have a path there. It's definitely not over for them, but the Hawks made it a hell of a lot tougher.
Yeah.
That's good. Like I said that. We put out that clip today. It's like this is an opportunity for this young Hawks team to respond, right? To play spoiler. This was a playoff-type game. I don't think I've seen a crowd, an atmosphere like this game. Nope. Right? That Bell Center was absolutely rocking. The most electric arena in the NHL. They are really passionate about their hockey there. It's a religion. It's more than just a game over Montreal, right? It's everything. It's their way of life. They live, sleep, and breathe it, and they eat it too. Like that's what they do there. So I think for the Hawks to come in, a young team, this is a great building block type of game. Like this is something you can ride in the offseason, this type of game. It shows the growth in this team, right? How many times this year have we been in a game like this and we haven't answered the bell, right? We didn't live up to the spotlight. Well, now we have a team full of real Blackhawks who are going to lead this thing in the future. And look what happened. Look what happened.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
That's a damn good team over there. And they're inserting a superstar in their lineup, and they responded, man. Like that's what we want to aspire to be one day. I think we want our rebuild to go along that trek, right? If we could be in the position they are next year, fighting for a wild card, playing meaningful games this time of year, that'd be fantastic. I know that's a big jump to ask for, but it's like I will emphasize it again. We're going to see a team like this the entire season, a real Blackhawks progressing for another year, getting better every day with a competent coach, knock on wood, an offseason to really help steer the ship forward. Like the future is bright. Like this game, I know it's just one game, but I think this is going to be a narrative shifting type of game. Like, I think you're already going to start to see it. Like, I think we're going to look back on this game, a while from now and think that's when you can start to see the fruits of the labor pay off. Am I overreacting right now? Maybe I'm slightly overreacting. And it's funny. I think the other night they lost to the shootout. I'm like, fuck shootouts. They suck. Yeah. Why do we still have shootouts in the side hockey games? And now it's like, look at Frank Nazar if Patrick came over. I love shootouts. I'm the most hypocritical man of all. I know. Look, I'm a podcaster. You can't podcast without being a little hypocritical, right?
Obviously.
So look.
Obviously.
My hands are up. My hands are up. And look, yes, I was a part of the I Told You So train. When Davidoff, had those first couple points to start the game, I called you guys about it in intermission. I'm like, what are we doing? Kyle, how could you pass up a guy like that? And we're going to win the game. So it's like, of course, I'm going to shut up now, right? But no, look, I think just for the Hawks overall, like we'll get into the specifics here, but just a game to glaze the hell out of. And we deserve this. Like that's my main takeaway. We deserve a game like this, right? It's been a tough season for us, right? 24 wins. We do improve, right? 23 last year, 24 the win today. I just think with the way the season's gone, like we deserved a game like this to just to show us, right, that look, we're on the right track here and things are going to get better from here. So I think I'm a happy camper right now. Yeah.
Best game of the season in my mind, for me by far, honestly, that I've watched. That was so exciting. I felt super engaged the entire time. Like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, and I don't think I've felt like that during a single other Blackhawks game this entire year, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So it was, dude, I said it. I think I said it after Montreal, or maybe it was before Montreal tied it up. But I said, regardless of what happens in this game, whatever the result is, I'm so happy with the effort tonight from all these guys. And so it's just so nice to get the win after saying that too, because it's like, I don't think you're overreacting though. Like tonight's performance was so good that like it made me so excited for next year. Like this is what we're going to be getting night in and night out next season. And that's so exciting to me. Also, I think two things can be true at once. Yeah, sure, we may have passed up on Ivan Demidov, but I mean, they passed up on Frank Nazar. Like that was...
Yeah, seriously, nobody's talking about that. I've seen so many NHL media accounts pointing out that fact. Oh, look at the Hawks. Nobody talks about the Sharks, or not the Sharks. I mean, well, yeah, the Sharks, but the Ducks and the Blue Jackets. Everybody always talks about the Hawks. They passed on Demidov. But nobody's brought up the fact that, look at this Frank Nazar kid. He's special. He's lighting it up. He's already a better player than Kirby Dach, and he's like 3 years younger. I mean, Dach's not even playing right. Nobody's brought up that trade with the Hawks and Canadians. I think is really more connected, than the Demidov Artie thing too. So it's like, but nobody talks about it because it doesn't feed their narratives, right? I just think on a day where the Hawks were kind of getting slandered all day, that everybody, the world was against the Blackhawks today. Everybody wanted to see the Canadians win, maybe outside the Blue Jackets fans, which shout out Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Finish the deal. Don't let this be for nothing. Yeah. Finish the deal.
Go do it, Columbus.
I want to see them in the playoffs. Do it for Johnny.
We did it for Johnny.
That fan base that deserves it more than the Canadians. They've been there, done that, man. So. No, look, I think for the Hawks, right? It's just there's a lot of pressure on this team today, right? The spotlight was on them, and they didn't falter. It's easy for a young team to falter in a situation like that, and they did it. And how many situations have the Hawks had to close out games like this, and they haven't sealed the deal? They haven't finished it. They finished this game. They did. It was nip and tuck there in the end. I thought that late power play was honestly a bit of a gift, which is, I got to rant again. I'm seeing a lot of Canadians fans, not just Canadians fans. I'm talking Canadians fans who are complaining about, that shootout moment there where it's like, oh, like the refs went back. But the puck was in. The puck was in the net. Like, what are we talking about here?
Also,
you're not going to give a guy a goal.
Did everything in their power to have Montreal win this game tonight.
Did you see that late power play?
Bro, that one.
The game should have even went to a shootout. It should have gone overtime. The game should have been over in regulation. That late holding call, whatever that was, Murphy that
wasn't even like a top 3 worst call from the game. Like I thought the slashing call on Levshinov was absolutely atrocious. I think it was Slevkovsky who he slashed. He didn't even the puck was bouncing off his stick. He didn't even have control of it, and he gets tapped on the fucking hands, and the refs are like, whoa. And then the fucking Moore trip on Montembeault. It's like it was a bad optic. It wasn't a trip. Soft call, really soft officiating. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Blackhawks in 5. They got it done regardless. But yeah, the officiating tonight I felt was pretty bad. The only reason why I'm not going to do any more time on it is because we won. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
but it was
about where we lose, right?
It was bad. One thing that you said that I want to go back to was you mentioned how like Demidov had that early assist and goal and then was kind of quiet. He had some looks on the power play. There were a couple other chances that he almost created. But dude, I think it was less about like him. He just didn't have the opportunities. I felt like the last 2 periods of that game, he
was on the third line tonight, which is kind of odd with Newhook and Armia.
Well, they mixed up because then he was playing with Line A. They had him out there with the Line A a bunch, which was messing with my head because 92 and 93 being out there together I was sweating. But I think we just simply outplayed that team for the last 2 periods of the game. Like I think we were just the better team. Like all 4 lines played well tonight. We were clicking offensively. Like the zone time was awesome. Like where did the passing come from with this squad? Like
they were so connected, man.
They passed the puck better tonight than I've seen all year long. All year long.
You know what? Maybe the Hawks needed that rough start because it's like how many situations they've been in. Like this game could have easily gotten away from the Hawks after the Habs went up 2-0 on 2 Demidov points early. Like I was thinking, oh shit, here we go. This is going to be the worst post game of the year. Like this is the unhappiest I've been. Like how many times have we been in these situations? And they responded. They came back. The Hawks performed a comeback and they finished it. They didn't tease us of a comeback. They didn't get narrowly edged. They come back and win the game after that. I thought the rest of the game after that 2-0 Habs edge, like we dominated. We controlled the game. Like we were the better team out there. It's like it's a great sign. It's a great sign because we haven't seen that very often this season. That Bertuzzi goal from Nazar Bedard, which was perfect, by the way.
It was awesome.
To get Nazar Bedard, connecting on a goal right after that. Like I needed that. Yeah. I think I would have been even more, insane in the intermission after that if that had happened. So, and I thought after that power play goal, which is special teams, by the way, the Hawks power play, 2 for 3, fantastic. They look great. Habs got 4 power plays too, so I don't want to hear the Zebras were on our side, right? Like, no, like it was bad on both sides.
Yep.
And yeah, the second period, man, that Frank Nazar bomb from Teuvo Renzel, another point for Renzel. Like he keeps impressing, man. He had some moments in overtime to seal that game. I thought he was going to get that first career goal. We're still waiting for one there. We have one more game. We got 4 guys left. Just give me one, man. But he's been so impressive. I think of these young Hawks who kind of making their debuts outside of maybe Nazar this year, like he's probably been the most impressive, I would argue.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, that goal was so awesome. I was on my feet for that one. I just like you, I needed that. And when the puck went out of the zone, I was worried they were going to go for a change. Tassos literally was like, go back in right now. And Bedsy circles and goes straight into the zone, sweet feed to Nazar. And then for him to get that puck over the stick of the defenseman laying down just right on the tape for Bertuzzi, who wired it home. Electric goal. We needed that, man. We needed a goal to get.
You got us back in the game.
You did not want to go into that intermission down 2 goals with Demidov, leading to both of them, because then you're thinking all sorts of things in your head. Also, I think what else maybe before. Yes, it was before it was what led to that power play. The absolute insane hit from Caden Gooley on Oliver Moore absolutely leveled him. I loved
it. Oh, that was nuts. Their response after that was fantastic. They got right in there, right? That's a character build. That's what you want to see. There have been a few times this year I feel like there's been a big hit, maybe, and sometimes there hasn't been that response. Like we saw that right away.
Oh my God, dude!
Thank God Moore was cool. He was good, right? So that was good.
He got up right away, which I don't know how. Like he got his head taken off and he bounced up right away. But then to see every other player on the ice beeline for that pile. Nick Foligno shot out of a cannon. It's the fastest I've seen him skate all year. Just jumped Gooley, literally jumped him, and then was throwing bombs at him. Oh my gosh, I love that. That was like the turning point of the game, because then you get the power play after that, you score on it. Great reaction, and that's what Nick Foligno is doing. Like that's what he's done this year. Is all these young kids? You see that? Mm-hmm. You're down 2-0. Yes. Your teammate gets hit, you stand up for him right away. You go to bat for him. Who cares what the circumstance is, what the score is of the game? You go and you defend your teammates. And so, yeah, I can't say enough good things about our captain. Stick taps for Nick Foligno. Awesome response from him. And then
It's a lead by example moment, right?
Yeah. And that's what he's here to do. That's why he's making whatever over $4 million. That's why we have him. And then yeah, second period starts. Slow start to the second. Honestly, the second was the least eventful period of the game, I'd say.
Yeah, it was kind of chill until the end there when the Hawks get the late power play. But it's like maybe we needed that. I think we needed that. Hawks needed that game to settle down a bit, right?
Yeah.
I think if you're playing this fast-paced ping-pong style game, which later in the game I think they look good in that style, but it's like clearly they're a little behind, running with their heads cut off there in the first period there. So I think the Hawks needed the game to settle down, slow down, and ease into it. And I think from that point onward they kind of took over. So that's what they needed. Get that power play again, and Frank Nazar just an absolute bomb, man. It's like I think what is it? 8 points last 7 games. Like he's finishing now. We kept saying it how many times on the show. It's like, man, once he starts finishing, and now he's starting to finish. He gets these chances every single game. It's only gonna get easier from here, right? He's only gonna start finishing those looks more. So fantastic. Whether he's on the power play, whether he's on the penalty kill, even strength, doesn't matter what situation he's in. Frank Nazar is dangerous on the ice. Yep.
Yeah, he was electric, dude. And he also, there should have been, we should have scored a penalty, shorthanded goal. I don't know if it was a power play opportunity in the second or if it was in the third, but we had 2 opportunities like back to back on the same kill. The first one was Mikheyev with speed, and I thought he beat Montembeault, but then he like shot it too early. He had the whole net open. If he just waited like 1 more second with that, it would have been an easy goal. And then Frank Nazar forced a turnover behind the net just with his, like, he had no business getting that puck first, and he did, and he found Teravainen right in front of the net, and he wired one off the crossbar. That could have been another point for Frank Nazar, dude.
There's around 2 points tonight. He could have had like 4 or 5, man.
Yeah.
I feel like we say that every night, right? Like he's going to eventually have a game. I mean, the season's over, but like he's going to have some games next season where he's going to be putting up those type of performances. Like he's going to have like the dominant, like 4-point game or something. Like it's coming, man. Like, because there's not a shift, there's not a period where he's not noticeable. Like there's not a lot of players you can say that for. So for those people who are wondering whether he's going to be a star, star players are the type of players that every time they're on the ice, like you pay attention a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
And I think Nazar is one of those players. Every time he's on the ice, you're just kind of watching him. You're kind of half watching the rest of the players out there because you know every time he gets the puck on his stick, he can make something happen. Even when he does have the puck on his stick, he creates chances like you mentioned right there. So play away from the puck too is so important in this league, and he has that. Yeah.
Do you think he's listening to CHR?
I hope
so, man.
He would love us. He would love us, man. If Frank,
I think he would.
Yeah. I think he'd ask to come on the show if he listened to us.
He'd be a guest. He's a chill guy, man. Like you guys' interactions in the room, like just his personality, man. It's not just on the ice, even off the ice.
Yeah.
He just has this aura about him. Like that's that it factor. There's just something about him, man. Like he just has it. I can't fully explain it. You either have it or you don't, and Frank Nazar has it.
I'll explain it for all those at home. If you hear Justin say a guy has aura, he's saying that he's cute.
No, he is. He's a pretty handsome man there. He gives Betsy a run for his money.
He is. He's going to be a star on and off the ice.
It's 2025. Don't judge me.
Dude, just the thing with him is he's so fast and skilled that like if he's locked in, like if he's on and he's got jump, he's going to make an impact in the game just because he's so fast that he just gets more opportunities than the regular player. And so like once he starts converting even more, yeah, dude. I mean, we said on the show, on the live stream, I asked chat, under or over 60 points next year for Frank Nazar. What's your answer? I wonder what you're going to say.
It's funny. I think I put out 50, but it's like that looks like we're lowballing it after the way he's looked lately. I think 60 is probably where you put the over-under, assuming full health. Yeah, it's still tricky. Like I still think it's good. I still think it's going to take some time. There's going to be a gradual process. Like I don't know if he's just going to explode next season. It could. Like he's the player that has the potential. I'm still thinking around somewhere in the 50-point range. Depends if he's second line center or up on the wing or even the first line center, Betsy on his wing. It depends where he's placed, right? And what we do. I'm still putting around the 50-point range. I think he has 24, 25 this season in the 50-ish games he's played. So he could do it, but I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit there because I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I think it's within the realm of possibility for sure.
I think he's going to score 100 next year. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think you said that with Turbo after the Oilers game, game 3 of the year, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this guy talking about? Dude?
Hey man, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
fair enough. Yeah. Which, by the way, shout out Turbo finally gets. Yeah, this is the first game he had a point in God knows how long. So he actually looked competent today. So shout out Turbo. I know I've been slandering him a bit lately. Another guy who got a point for the first time in a while. Transition to third period here. How about that Lucas Reichel goal? Oh, so good to see him get on the board, right? We'll see, what happens with him. I hope there's still a future for him here. I think there's a very important goal for him, right? Especially after, he got that scratch a little while ago and he, forgot to charge his phone and the alarm doesn't go off and he misses the meeting, right? And gets scratched a few times, draws back in. And I thought he was good today. Looked good with Slaggard, who's been quietly, I've been impressed with his game lately. Valeno, that was a decent line today for a fourth line. Fantastic. Good to see Reichel get on the board. Nice saucer pass. The sauce there to set up Reichel. And I believe it was also a Demidov shot block that led to that opportunity there. So I just want to point that out too. Minus in that play for Demidov. But no, Lucas Reichel, it should have been the game winning goal, honestly. The Habs should have never even gotten that late power play. But I know I'm still coping after a win, but that's what I do, right?
I was so happy after Reichel put that one in the back of the net. I was just happy for him. Yeah. I had mentioned before he even scored, I was really happy with his game tonight, not just on the goal. I felt like he was really engaged defensively, and that's something that like the coaching staff has talked about, how they want to see him more engaged defensively and on the forecheck. And I thought he was great on both of those. I thought on the forecheck tonight he was always the first man up and trying to win the puck back when he didn't have it. So super happy to see him get rewarded with a goal. And yeah, what a goal it was. It was like they were on the ice for like a minute, like hemmed in their zone, defending. They did a good job defensively. They didn't give up any like crazy chances, and then to get the puck, and then Slaggert made the great feed to him, and like at the end of your shift there to still have the jump and the speed to like get past the defenders and put that one in the back of the net. Sweet goal. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's what Reichel could do, right? Sorry to cut you off
go
there,
ahead.
But I got to cut you off at least once every show, right? But
obviously.
No, look, with Reichel, he has a lot of the talents of a guy like Nazar, but he doesn't have the toolbox, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that's where he's going to survive in this league, is developing the rest of his game. There's a reason why we glaze Frank Nazar so much. It's like even when he's not producing, not getting points, it's the rest of his game.
He does all that other stuff.
Like, yeah, exactly. He doesn't do all the other stuff that's going to make him noticeable every night like a Frank Nazar, where he's not going to ever probably have that type of production. But it's like if he can round out the rest of his game, and obviously he has the talent, he has the speed, he's developing the finish, that's something he's working on, he has the hands, right? There are points of his game where it's like if he could just figure the rest of it out, like he's still going to be a serviceable NHL player. Might never be the star, I think I mentioned this before, but it's like he could still be a solid producer in this league, right? If he could just work on areas like that. I think the way he played tonight, if we could see that more consistently from him, with a more competent coaching staff next year, more reps, more ice time, I won't write him off just yet. Yeah.
I hope for the game tomorrow, I hope there's no change to the lineup. I thought the forward groups were great. I thought each line was good. I liked that Green, Moore, and Foligno line, honestly.
The Green FN line. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that Oliver Moore had a couple of really good opportunities offensively, just like nice plays in the offensive zone. That's another guy that can just fly, dude. He is so fast. We just talked about how fast Nazar and Reichel are. Oliver Moore is probably faster than both of them.
He might be the fastest player in the NHL one day, dude. So if he could just learn how to finish right, develop the rest of his game, like I think he's got good points there. Where it's like he has some of the toolbox, not quite all of it of Frank Nazar, but I think he's somewhere in between that Reichel and Nazar, right? Not quite the finish of a Nazar, but he's more of a complete player than a Reichel. So yeah, we'll see what he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be a star, but I think he's going to be a damn good NHL player. It's just a really solid, second line guy, and that's what you need. You need guys like that who could fulfill roles too. Could be another PK type of guy too. So that's what you need. You need players like that, right? So no, I'm impressed with Oliver Moore. Like I've said the same for Rinzo. It's like I don't think either of those guys. I think they're both real Blackhawks the entire season next year. I hope so, at least.
I asked you a hypothetical on the show today. Is there a scenario where we don't even need the size because we're just going to be faster than everybody? Dude, we kind of saw a glimpse of that tonight. It worked out pretty nicely. This was a playoff type of game, right? It really was. And we come off the W just about. We edge them. I think down the road, you're not going to always be playing, teams like the Canadians. It's yes, they have a lot of talent, but it's not like they themselves have a lot of that. So I guess they have a little bit. So Kosky can kind of be that type of guy. But this was not like we're playing the Florida Panthers tonight, right? So it's like I think you're still going to need that type of guy, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is going to be such a fast team. We're building like a team of F1 drivers out here, man. Nobody's going to be able to catch us.
I keep having the Max Verstappen song stuck in my head watching this team. It's like they're flying out there, dude.
It's just like if so many of these guys are able to get past like behind defensemen so easily because of their burst speed, and it's like that's how we're gonna kill teams in the future. Is like we can these guys. A lot of these guys are pretty competent defensively. We can stay back, play the defensive game, and then right when you have a lapse in our zone, we're gonna break out at you and fly. And all of our defensemen can, even though our defensemen are big, pretty much all of them can skate. Like Rinzel tonight, I was like, I couldn't believe it. He, like the guy moves around like he's like.
These are Lane Hudson,
dude. But like a better skater. Like Lane Hudson got blown past by Frank Nazar twice tonight. Twice.
He did. He put that blunder. He kind of exposed it a bit. I feel like Hudson might go down as like a better version of Evan Bouchard, where it's like he's so insane offensively, but man, he has some kinks to work on the defensive zone, man. Like every game you watch him, it's like he'll make these highlight reel plays, and he gets a lot of cookies in the power play. But then he'll have those moments where he just kind of gets burned. So he's got great edge work, but I don't know if he quite has the flat out of a guy like Rinzel.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's nasty though. Like he's probably gonna win the Calder. I hope he does.
He
wins over Macklin. I think he should. He's deserving, right? I think he's a big part of why they're gonna be. Well, we'll see if they'll be a playoff team, but if they are, I think he's probably gonna be the most valuable player of that team. I think.
Yeah. Arvid Soderblom, not the best save percentage tonight in 857, but I thought he was really solid. He made all the saves he needed to. I don't think any of the goals were really on him. Maybe I need to watch the Demidov goal back again because I felt like maybe there was an opportunity for him to play the puck because it kind of just like, but it was like I mean on the dump in like because it just like went to the corner, hit off the wall,
or could have poke checked it or something.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too. Like I wasn't really that concerned. Like I saw Demidov coming in, it's like the puck's right there, Soda, and I don't know, he just kind of froze like a deer in headlights. So that was maybe the one play where maybe you want that one back, but. And yeah, it's like if that doesn't happen, then Demidov only has an assist in this game. You don't hear much dialogue around him, right? But I'm coping there. It's always if, right? Yeah. But no, Soda, consecutive wins for Soda. We have not seen that very often, right? I think the way he's ended this season, like if there was any question, like I think no, he's the backup next year.
Yeah,
like
keep him.
Just give him the extension, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not really.
He's not going to break the bank. He's not going to break the bank. Keep him around for another year or two, and see what he can do. And he came up.
He's
big tonight. Came up big tonight in the shootout. Saved all 3 shots. So happy for him. After Knight came in. After Knight came to the Blackhawks, he kind of had
went through a rough patch.
Rough patch. Some bad games, and it's hard to dig yourself up out of that as a goaltender. And so for him to have his last 2 starts be wins, both of which were on the road too in hostile environments. So can't say enough good things about Soderblom's performance tonight. Excited to see that tandem back in action next year. And we'll see. Obviously we've got Comesso still, so I don't know what the decision making is going to be there. But I think for next year, let Comesso stay in the AHL, bring Soda back, Knight, Soda next year. Maybe 50 for Knight, 30 for Soda. Sign me up.
Yeah, the good news is you got him in the wings, right? Where it's like if it starts to, veer back in the opposite direction, you could always get him back up here. Got a couple reps this year, Comesso, right? So I think, he's probably ready to draw in if needed. But I feel more confident, with Soda starting the season at least as the backup. Yeah. He's earned it. He's earned it, man.
Like Soda, we had never seen him make a save in a shootout, and then now he's
where'd this come from, man? Now he's a god in the shootout, man. Like
in.
He's improved so much. Remember when he went 9 attempts without saving a shot, and now he's going 9 without letting any in. So great for Soda. Just the improvement in every facet of the game is a goaltender this year has been one of the best stories of the season. Like there have been a lot of great stories of the Sox team, but that's been one of them for sure. Yeah,
we've covered a lot here. And it's been a decently long show, so we should wrap it up in a sec. But one thing I do want to complain about and nitpick for literally no reason is after Nazar scores that goal on the shootout that nobody knew went in, including myself on the live stream, why is Connor Bedard not the person taking the second shot? Like, why?
Yeah, Soda would rather make the other stuff. Like the game would have already been over. Like I don't understand why they didn't go to him. That's very odd to me. Like that should be like Kane Tays are always back to back. That's the way it should be. With why are we going to Teravainen? Really? Like when's the last time he scored a shootout, man?
Dude, I don't, like it feels like it feels like he hasn't this year. And I said on the stream, I'm like, dude, I do not care to see Turbo or Donato take a like.
Did you just see Bedard the other night? He was Patrick Kane, man. He used a slow down move to perfection. Like why would you not? I guess he would have been the third guy. guy maybe. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless Anders was like, oh, we're gonna keep him third to like be the guy who wins it. I guess maybe if that's the rationale, then fine. But like,
here's the even crazier thing to nitpick. Frank Nazar wasn't even in the shootout the last time we had a shootout the other game. It's like, look at that move. He lost the puck. I don't think that definitely wasn't like deliberate. He lost the puck and he still scored. He went backhand, top shelf, roofed it. Like, that's a guy too. Like, we've seen the penalty shot too. They had like, that's a guy who should be in your shootout every single time. Like, there's not even a question. So it's like, I'm glad they learned from their mistakes there. He was in there today, but it's like, why was he not the other night? Maybe we would have won that one too. I don't know. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
I had another point.
Oh.
Oliver Moore, first NHL game. He's from Newfoundland and Labrador.
Wait.
Ryan
Green?
Or Ryan Green. Ryan
okay.
Green. What did I say?
Yes.
Oliver
I think
Moore.
he said
Or
Moore.
Oliver Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Green. Sorry, my head is mush. I'm trying to do a poll too really quick.
Good. No worries. Yeah.
Ryan Green.
That's cool.
Ryan Green.
Yeah.
He looked all right.
That's right. Yeah, Ryan Green FN, as I said. Like, I think he had a solid debut, right? I thought for a second that NHL app tweaked. I thought he had the secondary assist for a bit, but no, they gave it to Veleno. But no, good game for him. Solid. You know, sometimes not bad thing to not be super noticeable in your first game, right? Or number 20. I think faster than I thought. He kind of looks like Brandon Saad out there. So we'll see, right? I think he could be a solid middle six type of guy. Not a star, but like just a complete player, good two-way, responsible guy. You know, that's the type of guy you play like a Lardis. You know, let him do his thing in the offensive zone, and then he can do the defensive responsibilities, right? That could be a good connection. I know Lardis isn't on the team yet, but it's like for us people always whine about the defense. It's like Green does that, right?
Yeah, we've got a plethora of guys that are strong defensively. You know,
he's one of them. You can see
that's not an issue, and so it's like we can afford to have some forwards that are
cherry pickers.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. One more game for the Hawks, right? Yeah. Sorry to, but yeah, we got tomorrow against Ottawa. So yeah, we'll see. I'd like to go out with a W, right? Like, I think this, like I said, this would have been the nice way to go out, but we got one more game. The silver lining is that the Sens have obviously already clinched their spot. Like for the Canadians, like this was everything for them to play for today, right? A huge game.
Yep.
For the Senators tomorrow, it's not really a big game.
And I think Brady's. Right? I think they already announced Brady's not playing in it. So.
Exactly. So it's like you look at that for the Hawks, right? You know, it should be a chill game for them. So, you know, nothing to lose for the Hawks. It's their last game of the season, right? You know, build some momentum after this game. Like the boys should be fired up. That room should be probably the most jubilant they've been all season, right?
Yeah.
Like this basically, like, let's be honest, the way the season's gone, this was our Stanley Cup today. Like when I look back on this season, like I think this will probably be the game I look back on the most fondly. The only other one might be the Bedsy Utah game where he scored that OT winner. There have not been a lot of games like this where I can honestly say I was thrilled after it. So it's like, I think it's positive. But yeah, bottom line for the Hawks, finish the deal. 60 more minutes to play this season. Let's see a 60-minute effort, and let's go out with a W, 25 wins. I think, would it be 61 points? Like, that would be some progress. That would be some improvement. Yeah. So, yeah, let's just end the season strong, right? Get some momentum going in the offseason. And let's start cooking. Let's start driving this shit forward.
It was awesome to see all those guys, everybody on the team, like leaving the game with a big smile on their face, going back to the locker room. That was awesome to see. We haven't had too many moments like that.
You need that, man. Young group, you need that. You can't just be constantly losing.
And a concern I do have for the game tomorrow is like, look, tonight, I mean, we hyped it up on the show. We hyped it up in the clip. We hyped it up on the pregame. Like, there was a lot to play for tonight. There were a lot of storylines. Tomorrow's nothing. Tomorrow is the opposite, and so I am a little concerned they're going to play down.
Back to back.
But don't just it's the last game of the year. You know, like have some pride, play with passion. As long as the effort's there, I'm going to be happy regardless of the result. But I think that if the effort's there tomorrow, if they try as hard tomorrow as they did tonight, they should win by several goals.
Yeah, no, I agree, right? I mean, there's nothing to play for us, but like I think there is like a little bit because it's our last game of the season. It's not the last game of the season for the Senators, right? You know, they have more important games coming up. So yeah, I think for them especially, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a little sleepy. So I think for the Hawks, take advantage of that, right? And yeah, just give me one first career goal. I've been back and forward on this show. Just give me one. Lebshadov, Rinzel, Moore, Ryan Green. Just one. Just one guy, please. Just one. That's all I'm asking for. We can lose. Just give me one. I want to win.
It's absolutely, that's all we need.
Absolutely.
All right, Tassos, any other points that you wanted to get off your chest before?
Nothing, dude.
Okay.
No, just Lee loves the word absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely electric.
Thank you guys so much, as I said earlier, for hanging out. The stream was so fun tonight. It was packed. There were so many of you in there. those streams are so much more fun when there's a lot of people there and you guys are all active and typing and the game's engaging and you guys are engaged. Yeah. So yeah, we appreciate the hell out of you guys. Thanks for tuning into the post game. Live stream tomorrow, pre-game tomorrow, post game tomorrow. Same shit.
Last post game of the year.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness, man.
Wow. We've done 82 of these. Well, 81.
They let us get to game 82, man. How'd they do it? How did we do it? The government is furious right now. Yeah. But yeah, look at the progress, man. I think we're close to 700 subscribers, right? I think we're about 679, 680 or something, right? Like just this season, I think it's a good first season of development and growth for us, right? We're growing with this Blackhawks team. How inspirational, man, right? It's just so motivating and yeah, I think the future is bright for this Hawks. I think the future is bright for CHR, right? Hop on the train now, invest in stock now. I've said this before, right? It's only going to go up from here for both sides.
Playoff coverage is going to be fun.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no post games, but we will be live streaming a hell of a lot of games, a lot more games like tonight on steroids. So that's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that very much, and should be a hell of a playoffs for us, right? No more Blackhawks hockey, but there's plenty of more good hockey.
Exactly. Blackhawks season's ending tomorrow. Ours is not. We are honestly going to be ramping up the frequency of content, probably trying to deliver the best playoff coverage and live streams and stuff that we can for you guys. So stick around. If you're watching us right now, listening to us, subscribe so that you're up to date and turn your notifications on. I know sometimes it doesn't work, but turn the noties on so that you know when we go live because we're going to be trying to stream as many of these playoff games as possible. Follow the Instagram too. That's a really big help for us.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend to do all those things.
Tell a few friends.
Tell a few friends to do those things. Tell your uncles and your aunts and whoever you got in your life that might like hockey.
Your cousins, your weird old roommates.
Maybe not them.
No, tell them. Tell them to follow CHR. Why not?
I don't know.
I don't even know if one of my roommates, I don't even know where he is, what he's doing. He might be living in
Does
a cave
he follow
right now,
CHR?
I don't even know where he is. I don't know if he exists anymore. He might be chilling with Lauren Brossois right now. But if I could find him, I'll let him know. Yeah.
A nice little Brossois dig before we wrap up the post game.
It's going to be 82 games, and we're not going to see this guy once. I don't even think I honestly think he might just be
He's day to day. He might.
This is the longest 5 to 7 week injury there's ever been, man.
Yeah, for real. This is the longest week to week injury I've ever
seen.
Kyle
signed the guy. Is never going to play in a Hawks uniform.
Yeah, this guy makes Gabe Landeskog seem like he's rushing back. All right, we did it.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
We did it again. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Follow us on Instagram.
5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We say it all the time, and it's because these things help us out a lot trying to grow this channel. All right. Anything else?
Stream tomorrow.
I think I'm happy the French are salty too. I'm pretty happy about that. So
yeah. There you go.
Have you guys ever been to Montreal?
No.
It's electric. It's on my wish list for sure.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love. I'm just kidding around there, but they're lovely province there.
I will be going back this summer, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. I think all Canadians agree Quebec is the most favorite province, right? Everybody loves Quebec, right?
I don't know about that one, but
I'm joking. Yeah. Anyway,
maybe not, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
All right.
What, dude? I'm sorry.
I think get some digs in, man. They've been so talkative the past week over this signing, so I'm just really happy we came with the W here.
We should have Lee come over here and end the podcast, end the show, and see how well he does.
Okay.
All right, wrap it up. See everybody tomorrow.
Peace out, guys.
Adios.